Bonjour, bonsoir, mes belles. Je m'appelle Gypsy, and you are watching Broken Dolly TV. Once again, I told you guys that I have a series of videos that I want to do for 15K subs, which I've reached on the channel thanks to you lovely, pretty people. So this is one of the videos that is a part of that series because I couldn't make up my mind about what specific video I wanted to do to celebrate. So we're just doing everything that I could think of. In my last video, we all had a very good time talking about the little quirks that us Barbie doll collectors happen to share. But you guys had even more to add to my list, and I was shocked by the response that I got in the comments. If you missed that video, like, what did you even do with your life? Go watch it. Who knew we had so much in common? It turns out that our community of pretty people here have some hilarious and relatable habits. And I thought I just have to do us justice by sharing some of the best ones that I found in the comments. So let's see how many of these things you do, because I definitely don't do any of the things I'm about to mention, okay? If you don't know me already, I am Gypsy, never tipsy, and I invite you to join the rest of our pretty people crew over here, where we're building a community of adults who love to share our thoughts and insights about dolls of all kinds. Doesn't matter what shape, size, color, type of doll you like to collect. Yes, I am talking about you as well. You know, you folks that like those creepy reborn dolls with the white eyes and the fangs. Yeah, even you guys. All you gotta do to join is hit the subscribe button. Don't cost you nothing. We always have a good old time here in the comment section. And I just want to give a shout out to my homegirl on Endolphins YouTube channel for her 1-year anniversary of her channel. If you're not familiar with this channel, you need to go over there and subscribe and tell her that Gypsy sent you from Broken Dolly TV. She is an expert at showcasing different kinds of body types that aren't necessarily Barbie brand articulated bodies, and you will learn so much watching her videos and even muster up the bravery to maybe try out some different brands for cost-effective body donors. She'll show you everything you want to know about them. She's really good at explaining. So make sure you tag your friends to come over and check this video out so that they can participate with us and chime in the comment section. All right, let's get into these weird, quirky habits. Virtual collecting. Saving screenshots over purchases. You know, when you save a bunch of screenshots of endless dolls, accessories, hairstyles, outfits, whatever doll related that you want to add to your collection but haven't yet. I mean, it feels like you're actually shopping, but without the hassle of losing money until the screenshots start haunting us, that is. Some of us even have whole Pinterest boards, entire folders in our phones dedicated to future doll purchases or style inspiration. I mean, just speaking for myself, I have like 3 different albums saved to my smartphone of my Grail doll list, my wish list, there's a difference, repaints and one-of-a-kind dolls that I will never ever own. One of these days, I will purge them albums, or at least categorize them a little bit better. Listen, virtual collections are great for saving money, so you really can't go wrong, okay? You're not about to shame me for this one. Hiding our collections from friends and outsiders. The double life of a doll collector. Some of us are really low-key about our habit outside of our households. You know, that awkward pause when somebody asks you, what do you do for fun? A lot of us only share our collections here online. We don't talk about it with our coworkers, our friends, extended family members. Shh, best kept secret. It's a shame that a lot of us do this though, because I think it stems from our fear of judgment. Some of us who have come out of the doll hoarding storage closets, we're likely to tell you guys that it's actually very freeing to not give a damn. And for me, this has been a great way to narrow down my true friends. Most of my friends and family are very aware that I am a doll collector. I mean, it's kind of hard to hide because I have a whole YouTube channel talking about dolls all the time, and they see my posts on Facebook. Surprisingly, a lot of the people are actually very intrigued by it. If they have any doll-related questions, they always come to me and ask me what I think and try to get feedback from me. And they love telling their friends and other people about me because I'm like their quirky doll collecting friend. It's like a conversation starter a lot of times. So all jokes aside, I know we like to make fun of ourselves for being secretive about our doll collections, but I highly encourage you to find at least one or two other people outside of your household to tell about your collection. Enjoy sharing your love for dolls with other people who aren't necessarily doll collectors. I mean, you'd really be shocked how open people are these days to the idea of doll collecting. And if they're not, I mean, do they really need to be your friend? All right, all of us do this, all of us, okay? I don't care who you are, I know you got one of these in your house. The never-ending pile of dolls that are waiting for restyles. There's a growing stack of dolls somewhere in your house who need new outfits, new hairstyles, new bodies, something. I'm gonna get to them eventually. That is the biggest lie that we tell ourselves. Like, the longer they sit over there, the more they start looking like they're in a doll hospital emergency waiting room. And then finally, when you get around to digging through that stash, you're like, oh my goodness, there's dolls in here I forgot I even had. Looking at you, Mrs. Who. Damn shame about her hair. I mean, I'll get around to it. It's only been like 3 years. So many of us are guilty of this. Buying multiples of the exact same doll. It's usually one to stay in the box, pristine, and one to restyle. And sometimes a third one just in case. Just in case of what? I'll sell the extra doll later. Famous last words. Some dolls are just too good to have only one of. This is the lie that we tell ourselves when we start this habit. But then it turns into a default setting and you find yourself having like an anxiety attack if you can't get multiples of a certain doll. And don't let it be a doll with an MTM body or a special limited collectible doll like Aaliyah over here. This doll was sold out in less than 30 minutes and people who bought this doll were complaining that they could only buy one. Like straight up having a fit. Because one was supposed to come out and the other one was supposed to be trapped in the box forever. Raise your hand by liking this video if you're one of these people who like to talk to her dolls while styling or posing them. Can I like my own video? Is that a thing? Like full on internal or external conversation with your doll while you're posing them, styling them, taking pictures of them. You over here like, girl, no, this outfit is not working for you today. Will you cooperate? Before I put you back in the box? Gosh, so difficult. I'm so sorry. I need to steal your outfit for another doll, but it's only temporary. You understand, don't you? I mean, some of us even like give our dolls a whole personality and imagine what that doll would be saying back to us specifically. Like, do you have a doll that's a doctor and you just be complaining about your medical issues to them? I know some of y'all do this because you confessed in the comments of the last video. The next one, buying dolls just for their outfits. Yes. Unfortunately, some of the dolls that made it into our collection were basically just fashion packs in disguise. We really don't even care about their face or anything else about the doll. You'd be like, I don't need another Barbie, but this one has the perfect boots. I could really use that outfit on so-and-so. I mean, when am I gonna find another outfit just like this? Probably not anytime soon. Some of those dolls, they never even get 5 minutes on the display shelf. As soon as we strip them, we throw them into the donation pile or the reselling pile or the reject body part pile. How about this one? Hiding dolls behind other dolls at the store so you can buy them later. This is the ultimate collector strategy when your funds are low. You tell yourself if it's meant to be, then she won't be here when I come back next week. You know what I'm talking about. You go to the store, unexpectedly find a doll there that you were not fitting into your budget, and you're like, oh my gosh, I really can't buy this doll right now, but I would if I had it like that. So you tell yourself, I'm just gonna hide her, okay? I'm gonna hide this Aaliyah Barbie right behind these rainbow high dolls, and nobody's gonna find her over there. Except there's always a risk that another collector is gonna find your hiding spot. I mean, how many of us have done this? I know I'm not the only one. When I go to Target looking for Chase Medj, yes, of course, I look on the shelf where she's supposed to be. But then when I don't see her over there, I'd be like, maybe another collector beat me to the punch, hid her someplace, and I have to go on a scavenger hunt looking for her. So I really do be going all through the Barbie aisles, like all the different dolls that are there, looking way behind them in the back of the shelves to see if maybe somebody put her over there somewhere and she just waiting to get snatched up. Yeah, that tactic don't work on me. Nice try. I know your secrets. Have you guys ever found a doll like that? that somebody stashed behind another doll? I have a couple of times. But on the flip side, it's so rewarding when you hide a doll. And as you're doing it, you know, you have very little hopes that by the time you get ready to come back and buy the doll, she's still gonna be there. But then when you come back and they are there, you're like, oh my gosh, it was meant to be. Like she was just waiting for you. It is so satisfying. This habit is one that we do, but in like denial. We just finally get to a headspace where we can't deny anymore that we're running out of display space and storage space. Like, you just playing yourself, saying, oh no, I just scoot this one over a little bit more. No, there's no more scooting, honey. You know, you be like, there's no problem here. And you're like saying it while you're stepping over boxes of dolls on the floor. It's like this moment of panic that comes over us when we're like, oh my gosh, I think I accidentally collected too much. Like too much. That's a thing. You know, we start rotating, downsizing our display, trying to make room for other dolls. I'm telling you, I've done this a few times. I'll be looking around at my doll stash and be like, it's fine. No worries. I can quit anytime. Everything's under control. Not gonna lie, when I was living in Washington, I did hide my dolls from myself for the last few months that I lived there. The space that I lived in was really small. It was like a 2-bedroom apartment and I have 4 people living there. When we moved there, it was supposed to be temporary. It was just like a landing ground until we could upgrade to something else, but then COVID happened and everybody just got stuck, right? So I was getting overwhelmed by how many dolls I actually had that I wanted to put out on display, and I felt like the walls were closing in on me. I'm a very claustrophobic person. My mental health was literally deteriorating from the level of anxiety that I was having about my dolls. So my solution was hide all the dolls from myself. Is it just me? Sometimes I just have this urge to like throw all my dolls in the garbage. Like not think about it, just put them all in a bag and throw them away. And that is a really scary feeling to have. It's like, I don't know, that having that thought to me is like having an intrusive thought. It would be so scary. And that's how I feel when I have that thought of maybe I should just throw them all in a garbage bag and drop them off at the Salvation Army. Like what? Like I know as I'm thinking the thought that if I really did it, I would so regret it. Like instant regret. I know I will go back into the Salvation Army and be like, I heard somebody dropped off some dolls here. Is it just me? But I just get so overwhelmed sometimes with the maintenance of my dolls to make sure everything looks neat and I know what dolls are which ones and where they are and all of that stuff. It just overwhelms me. So I'll be like, I don't even want to look at none of them, right? I was feeling like that when I was in Washington. So I eventually just hid them all away from myself. I put them all in boxes and drawers. I didn't take them out unless I had a specific reason to take the dolls out. But honestly, doing that actually helped me. My mental health evened out and I felt like, you know, I needed the break from my dolls. And now that I'm in a bigger place, I still haven't taken out all of my dolls. I know this looks like a ton of dolls back here. It is for them to all be in the same like little space with each other. But honestly, I had so many more dolls than this that were just out on display all the time. And these are just a fraction of the dolls that I actually own. Being here after having spent so many months with all my dolls locked up makes me feel a little bit more intentional about which dolls I'm gonna pull out to display. When I do take them out, I just appreciate the individual dolls so much more than I used to before. Next habit, seeing everything as a potential miniature prop when they're really just everyday items. Like you see something tiny that in your mind is some kind of Barbie-sized item. I mean, raise your hand by liking this video if you have a doll chair that's actually just a cell phone stand. Like the video if your dolls are wearing a sick pair of shoes that are really just a keychain. You don't be browsing the dollar store and then be like, ooh, this would make a good end table. It's a candle holder. I mean, shopping like that for dolls though, I am a little bit jealous of how lavishly my dolls live compared to myself. And they don't earn no money. I mean, why y'all think I'm on here making YouTube videos all the time? Hello? I was enjoying my hiatus, okay? And then I was like, wait a minute. All this money I'm spending on these dolls and giving them the most lavish of lives, these dolls need to earn their own damn keep, okay? I'm going broke simping for these dolls up in here. So I'm like, screw that. I'm about to make me some videos. Whatever little chump change I make from that is going right back into the doll stash because it's about time they pay their own way. What I look like, their OF patron? last one. There's a stash of stiff bodies waiting for head swaps. You know, you're really telling yourself like,
yeah, I'm gonna use these for customs someday.
The ongoing search for the perfect skin tone match. I mean, it's a shame. I feel like if Mattel would just give us designated skin tone matches, then we wouldn't have this problem. But we do have this problem, so we're out here endlessly playing a matching game. And then what do we do with the reject bodies that don't have the right joints or the right skin tones? We're never gonna do anything with them, that's what. But we also won't throw them away because technically there's nothing wrong with them. So you just tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna pair them with some more reject body parts, and then once I spruce them up and make them look presentable and not like a dolly graveyard, I'm gonna sell them. I'm gonna donate them because kids wanna play with these dolls. Except when does this actually ever happen? Never. And that is how you end up with a never-ending pile of dolls also waiting to be customized. The cycle just keeps going on and on and on. You see, people? So now that this therapy session is over and we know what our problem is, don't get mad at me if this list triggered you because your fellow doll collectors called you guys out. All right, this is what you guys said, not me. I just happen to do none of these things. Don't shoot the messenger. Did you count how many of these things you do? If you did, drop me the number in the comment section. What did I miss? Can we keep this list going? I'm just curious because I'm scared at how many of these things I relate to and how many of the things from my last list so many people said that they did. Some of y'all said y'all did everything on the list. And remember at the beginning of that video I said, if you do everything on this list, I ain't saying you crazy, but you might need some therapy. Well, hopefully we can add to our list of habits that we love to come over here and hang out with the other pretty people who have the same problems that we got up in Dolly World. And you can do that by liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing these videos. So I'm Gypsy and you're not, but you are part of the pretty people crew over here. And that's why everybody knows it's time to have a Dolly Day.